Hey, it's Natalie from the DexPixel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add additional transition to your scene. So you have multiple scenes and they can all have different type of transition, and the best thing is you don't need any kind of plugin or anything. All you need is just OBS and additional transitions. So let's just jump right into the setup, and then I'm going to show you and explain you what is the different type of the transitions and how to set them up and how to use them. So as you can see, this is my OBS. It's a default UI with the docks. If you don't see the scene transition because we will be using this dock, just navigate to the top of profile and the menu, and then just click here the scene transition. That's what we're gonna use, and for me it's right here on the bottom. So as you can see, I'm just gonna show you, I have already a default transition that I'm using for all scenes. As you can see, it looks like this. So all of my scenes, number 2, number 1, number 3, using the same one. So what I want to do is I want to add number 2 and number 3 transitions. So overall, I'm going to have 3 transitions and 3 scenes. So how I do it is like this. In the transition dock, you're going to click on the plus, and you're going to click add here, new stinger, and I'm going to name it just add number 2. So I know that this is second transition for my scene number 2. You can rename it as you like. It's totally optional and it's up to you. So here I'm gonna browse for a video file, and it's gonna be this one. Here I'm gonna explain you what are different type of transitions. So this one is actually a matte transition, and I'm gonna show you how it's different. So as you can see, when I preview my transition, it's actually split in the half. Before I do any kind of change of settings on our adjustments, I'm gonna preview, and as you can see, it's split in half. And this is as I said, a matte transition and here it's very important to use TrackMate. So you don't do any kind of changes, anything else, no transition point, nothing. All you have to do is just use a TrackMate, and matte layout is same file side by side. And since my transition does have sound, I'm going to use monitor and output, and let's preview. And as you can see now, it switches perfectly. It's not split in half. We have transition from scene A to scene B, and it's looking awesome. So as I said, this is transition number 2. And now I'm going to add transition number 3. The steps are again the same. We click on the plus, add finger, and it's gonna be number 3. Click OK. And for this one, I'm going to choose the default transition. So it's not a matte transition, it's a default one. And for the default one, I do need to adjust a transition point. So I'm just gonna show you how it looks without doing any changes. As you can see, it switches to the next scene without any waiting. It just switches, and that's not something we want. So we need to add transition point, and for this one it's gonna be 1 second or 1000 milliseconds. It depends on what you do, use time or frame. So the next step is my transition does have sound, so I'm going to use monitor and output, and let's preview. And here we go. As you can see, while transition is covering the whole scene, the whole screen, it switches to the next scene. If you don't know exact transition point for your transition, I do recommend just previewing and timing it, or just guessing the time when transition covers fully your screen. That is your transition point. Then you need to set that time in milliseconds. So I'm going to just set OK. So as you can see, we have 3 scenes and we have 3 transitions. How can we add our transitions to switch to the new one? So for the scene number 2, I will keep this one, the default one. For scene number 2, I'm going to add stinger number 2. And how I do it is right click on the scene, And here, navigate to the transition override and select stinger number 2. And for the scene 3, do the same and just select stinger number 3. So now all of our scenes have different transition, and I'm just going to show you how it looks in OBS. So here we go. Scene number 2, scene number 1, scene number 2. As you can see, it has different one, and number 3 has different one. So this way you can create different kind of transitions for the games you play, for the maybe just chatting, or for art streams, whatever. So basically any kind of streams you do and you switch your scenes, you can spice up the streaming and just add different kind of transitions to your stream. And it's pretty simple. And if you are if you're done with this, you don't want to change, you would just want to keep one transition, go back to the settings right here and just use again stinger number 1, this one, default one, or wherever you have, and just go back to the default. And if you don't want any transition, just click none, and I'm gonna show you now. It's just gonna use the transition that you already have from the previous scene. So my recommendation is, if you have more transitions, don't be afraid to spice up your stream. Don't be afraid to change it up. It's pretty fun and it's pretty interesting and not boring, just keep seeing the same thing all over again. If you have any kind of questions, or if you need any help, please leave a comment. I usually try to respond as fast as I can when I see the comment. I will also link the tutorial guide for my transitions, and also gonna link my shop if you want to get this type of transitions. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Have fun streaming.